because at that same event, you shocked Optic not once, but you hit them with the worst timing possible for Optic fans. Florida Mutineers getting it done in 5. Allie, tell me about this squad, because I kept saying the name Brack on the desk. Do we expect to say his name again today?
I feel like we will. I think Brack and Havoc are the two players to watch when it comes to this series, when it comes to the Florida Mutineers, because the biggest issue for them right now is they're going against a team that they do not know what to expect out of. I mean, that is 3 new players plugged into a roster that the Florida Mutineers isn't used to, except maybe Vickle playing them in Challengers. But again, the Florida Mutineers has been struggling in Respawn as of late. It's been Search and Destroy kind of pulling them through. So I'm hoping with this time off, with the 3 weeks that we had, we will hopefully see a new team out of them in Respawn.
Yeah, you know, for Florida, they're just like one of those underdog teams
that
come out, beat you in Search and Destroy. They're also a solid control team. It'll just be hardpoint. Can they ever win hardpoint? I mean, they have the worst rotation percentage in the entire league, so that'll be something I'm looking at. And then also, somebody's got new hair.
Is that Major Maniac doing a back massage too? His seat's empty, Brack's getting a little shoulder rub, and Vickle rocking the fresh cut.
He's coming home.
See it. Florida feeling good. How will they feel at the end of this series, though, is my question. Allie, I know you've been digging into the numbers. You've been looking at all of their game modes. We don't have a lot of numbers here for the Gorillas, especially with Arcity's on the lineup. But when looking at Florida, how do you see this one playing out?
I mean, in that Fortress S&D, that is probably their best Search and Destroy map. So if they can push it to a Game 5, it might be almost guaranteed. But again, the issue is, it is a new LAG team that is good at Respawn. That's going to be the biggest problem here, Ant.
Yeah, I mean, just looking at the maps, like, you know, to Allie's point, CeeLo and Fortress, they've never lost either of those for Search and Destroy. So, like, they're pretty solid at those. So this one will get interesting. It'll just come down to hardpoint, the improvements that they've made. We know LAG Academy at the event, they were great in hardpoint, so.
As you all know, we've got pick'ems on pick'ems.callofdutyleague.com, and I'm forcing my desk to make their picks right now. I'm going to kick things off here. I'm not feeling purple today. I like the teal. The Florida Mutineers. My guy Havoc causing chaos. It's Florida Mutineers with a 3-1.
I'm feeling purple. LAG, I'm going with the new roster. I think they were struggling in Respawn, so what they do, they bring in the Challengers team that they were actually heading into the Pro-Am 3-0 in Respawn, and that was their best game mode, and I feel like they're still going to be solid at Search and Destroy, so I like the moves you made, LAG.
West Virginia born 69 says Florida's going to choke. Do you agree with him?
Yeah, I think LAG wins this one. You know, they're not Optic, so Florida will not win. So.
Y'all wrong. Slusha J and I are right. It's going to be all Havoc. We're heading to a quick commercial break. When we come back, actually, you know what? We got our casters ready.
Dang.
Let's go into the games. Bryce,
what's good?
They're back again.
To speak to us.
It has to be said. This is going to be a great series, Bryce.
It certainly is going to be a great series, and that's why we're going to get it going as soon as possible. But no, lots of questions to be answered in this one. Obviously, LAG pulled the parachute out early, 3 weeks into the season. They've dumped 3/4 of their roster. They've brought in their challenger team, and they're hoping to make a bit of a better run. Realistically, if you look at the overall standings for this year so far, both these teams in the bottom 4, hoping to change their fortunes, Tom.
Yeah, and I think both of these teams would have looked at the opening fixture for Stage 2 and said to themselves, right, okay, yeah, this is a very winnable game, but I absolutely agree with the desk when it does come down to it. We really need to see how the hard points are going to play out. LAG Academy over in the Major look really, really good at it. Last time we actually seen them play this map specifically was actually up against FaZe, and they went on to win it. Obviously, the record for LAG full stop, the normal team, is 0-1 on this map. So expect that to change up. I'm really interested, though, if they can carry over what they were doing so well into the CDL. Let's see how things do break down. But yeah, Search and Destroy has to absolutely be paramount here for the Mutineers, Elliott Gorillas. Well, you have to win the hard points. It's as simple as that.
See whether or not they can do it. Obviously, the first kill's going down at the moment. All LAG, they look to try and get into P1 and shut it down, but Vickle will be there. And just holding position at the moment. That positional play will come in pretty soon, though. You can already see Mutineers looking to rotate.
Joe Deceives is going to be that player, just trying to get in their face, causing havoc. And here he is, stepping out. We'll find one, will immediately get traded. He's here, ready and waiting. Just a stat whilst things are kind of calmed down. On average, for the old LAG roster, they were on average scoring 169 points in hardpoint, which is terrible, absolutely horrible. LAG Academy at the Major, 235 on average. And bearing in mind some of the teams that they played as well. So it's a huge, huge difference. Arcity's obviously slotting in. He is the difference between those two teams. Not a bad difference to have, of course. Let's see how they can find a break here. It's a long rotation run from Exceed. He set up the pinch here for the rest of his squad to push on through from the front.
Well, here you can see a little bit of a pinch coming through. They're trying to get this one. Keep an eye on Brack, though. He's trying to split the difference already. Kills going down for Florida, and they have managed to push through. Exceed and Nice. Trying to hold the line. Exceed with 2, though, will make Florida just take a step back in hesitation.
That pinch was set up nicely, but your teammates don't win it from the front, but Exceed and Arcity's doing all the work towards the back. Break is going to come on through, but Florida Mutineers probably happy to choke that one up. They may well have another stab at it, though. 30 seconds remaining. Maybe a little bit over the top, but here we go. Assault. A little bit of bad timing there. He is going to find Vico. Will get traded, but the rest of LAG, are you there? Yes, you are. Eventually, will shut Havoc down. The rotation starting to come in. Great start for the Gorillas. It's a lot of points on the board already. Big fight's about to go down over towards tennis courts and coming up towards top kitchen as well. Major Maniac needs to lock this in.
At the moment, you see Mutineers are ready for this. They know they're going to try and make this time back here. Already a stun coming through, but Vico has a kill himself, taking down Arcides, and that means LA Gorillas are waiting. They don't have the position they want to be in, and Brack takes down Assault as well. Right now, LAG don't have anybody in a position to do anything. Joe Deceives could try and challenge Orange Stairs, but it is a dangerous proposition to do so without a trade.
Needs his teammates to get into a position to help him do something. He can go for this challenge, does, wipes Havoc off the face of the map, and there you go. Here comes the push, wonderfully executed by LAG. Really nicely done. As you can see that Joe Deceives was just sitting there, waiting for the moment. He finds a kill, as does his teammate, and all of a sudden it's a snap. They run on through. 30 seconds left to play for here. Generators as well. They're going to pick up every single second. Rotation heading over towards the office is looking quite nice as well. You got Arcides towards the back. Yeah, he's going to be the one here, Bryce.
This is huge.
They kill.
But he picks wrong, and again now we're seeing LAG get this rotation. Florida Mutineers maybe just a half step behind in terms of the way they are playing this map at the moment. They lose the scrap time, they are not winning the gunfights, and they are not getting the rotations. They have to try and break this now, or there will be a huge deficit to try and make up.
Ever since Joe Deceives found that first kill, heading into Generators, that was 6 in a row before Vico takes him down. Major Maniac and Kodo trying to lock something in here. Arcides is the only one to answer back. He does have a little bit of backup coming on through here. Joe Deceives will be there. Arcides finds one before getting taken down. Deceives can't quite find it onto Havoc. He's done a really good job, but can Exceed find his way in? Headbutting at this moment in time. Vico with a big kill. If he can find it, it's going to be Assault. So 25 seconds still to play for here. LAG just trying to disrupt as well as keeping a hold of spawns heading over towards New. Really good game out of them so far, and I want to say that they came out and really shocked everybody, because you know we had some sort of I want to say some expectations of some of the academy teams, but the fact that they came through map number 1, we've seen them, they beat FaZe. I mean, everyone was like, okay, attention, let's pay it right now to this LAG academy team, and they're translating that over towards the CDL here as well. Joe Deceives 13 and 7 to kick things off.
It's a great opportunity for any challenger players, because I'm sure more franchises will be looking at them if they continue to perform this well. But the pressure is still going to be on here. Florida Mutineers looking to break straight back into this one. Only 15 seconds. Let's go on this hard point as Vico cracks open the defense here. And now the Mutineers are in. They are not that far behind. They can afford to let it slip, but LAG take back quickly. And at the moment, they will have control. You can see at the moment, Florida looking not to overcommit to this.
It always feels like Vico is the one there just causing issues for the opposition. Just getting himself an awkward little spot. Good gunfight wins coming in. All 3 players combined, and well, Havoc will be the only one traded. That's only 15 seconds that LAG will lose, though. They're quite happy to and find a rotation. All the spawns over towards tennis courts might actually encourage them to fight for this scrap. They're in a good spot for P1, but P2 rotation belonging to the Florida Mutineers. The one rotation of Hills, though. Good spot for the new look LAG. Team at this moment in time. Joe Deceives is the one running the show. Here for them.
Well, with a brand new roster comes brand new vibes. Let's have a listen in with the LA Gorillas.
I got shot grenaded, I'm dead. Might be cool. Yep. Just keep holding. Keep holding. Is your sign? One's X now. Sign. Sign one white. Yo, one more front building. I spawn sign. Why? Nice. One more side. CP2. Or J. I'll get time. Extend, Adam. He's gonna be top papers too. Extend. Back AC tag. He's very good. And one flash. Give me a second. So back for Yo, one doggy on me, no doggy. I get time. Doggy there. I don't see the guy. One more P4. In the back 1 HU. I don't see him. He's back on me. I'm back door. I'm one shot. Gotcha. HU absolute. Using a crew. There's a trophy on camera, Joe. There's a trophy on camera, Joe.
Born assault goal. And this could be telling. The Muniz do not want to give away this rotation, and it goes down. Unbelievable. LAG have broken through.
And I want to kind of just move back to that hill as well, and how well Exceed did to break it. He pretty much did it all on his own. His teammates were there for, well, moral support in a certain kind of way. You find 2-3 kills to find a way through. Look at those two. We didn't see it from the right angle, but the drop shot onto Major does get traded, but all of a sudden, it's just a trade fest that's going to go down, and Joe Deceives ain't losing that. Big gunfight coming on through. Havoc's in a good spot, but LAG pulling away at this moment in time. It's about 100-point lead price. It's looking good for them.
Yeah, the Muniz is going to start feeling a little bit frantic. They can't afford to give away scrap time. They can't afford to give away. They go for the chow, and surely not. It isn't going to be. Joe Deceives only gets one, but it will be traded out by his teammate. 19 seconds of scrap time. If they want to, they can push this, and Assault is going to do exactly that. He wants to go through, looks for the gunfight, takes it against Major, and now they get that scrap time. They are fully in the lead here going into this next rotation. Mutineers are going to have to dig in and dig in deep.
That's that big kills coming on through as we head over towards the next hill into Embassy. But is it just too little too late for the side of the Florida Mutineers now? Good setup so far. Vico will find one, but Exceed really has been a pain in the backside over this last rotation of hills. Stepped up his game. Joe Deceives is not necessarily slowed down either, but Florida Mutineers now starting to find some kills. This is a good amount of time for them. 20 seconds already gone here. LAG Gorillas, you gotta just not panic right now. One good break, you win the game.
This is everything for them, though. They're so close to taking this first map. They are looking for the break. They're gonna find one, but nothing. At the moment, the Mutineers just have it on lock. Plenty more opportunities for LAG, though. They have more map control. They have the points. They have the opportunity. Just get back to slaying and get winning. For the Mutineers, it's all perfect from here.
Havoc slipped in that. Up top generators, and that's now going to allow Florida Mutineers to force their way out that side of the map. LAG now. Kitchen is under their control. 60 seconds to go on this hill. Florida Mutineers need to find a break. They're not in too bad of a position to do so.
They're getting ready. They're getting ready. Here comes the stack. It's all quiet. It won't be for much longer. They're going in. Brack gets the first. Exceed going for it as well, but he's going to get it. Arsenes with another kill at the same time. Beagle gets to the one for the trade, but Assault will get him before he can do anything. And Brack will kill to Exceed. And that may be it. It might not be enough from here. They failed in their first attempt. They now have to fly at the hill. The Mutineers are sprinting. They're running. But the most thing they're running out of is time. With 2 seconds left, they've got to go for it. And it's too little, too late. LAG, with a brand new roster, take their first map in the CDL.
Wonderful map number 1. And I think they'll be super happy with that. Coming out the gates flying. And honestly, they just look good from the word go. It was the rotations that were coming on through. Joe Deceives is finding kills that you argue he shouldn't, and that puts you in positions to then dominate. A couple of rotations, especially from 2 to 3 out the top generators, that's where they were finding a lot of success. And I think they picked up the majority of the time on both times around that we got towards that hill. Maybe a little bit of a slip up towards the end, heading over towards P4, but they lock in P5. They don't get too nervous, I want to say, when you lose a full 60 just like that. But they were always in command. It felt comfortable throughout. A good performance to kick off with the new roster.
Yeah, it really was. And that's one of the biggest questions, obviously, for any team stepping up from challengers to the CDL in the franchises. It's always going to be a question mark, but straight out of the gate, they looked very slick. I think the teamwork coming out of it, obviously making that change, that decision to change 3 members of a roster for the challengers team. A little bit of question marks going through whether or not this would work out, but so far so good, even if it is a little early, Tom.
Yeah, look, it's one of those decisions, and actually, shout out to Landy just sending me a stat through here. 7 out of the 8 players in this lobby played in challengers last season. That's crazy, or at least at some point. So a lot of these players will know each other and know their game. I think we kind of alluded that it may be a bit difficult for the Florida Mutineers, but they know about these players. They know how they are going to play against each other. So this is a real showcase of what some of these challenger players can do, but one side of things, definitely the stronger in this game. LAG have taken a risk, and well, if you base it off one map, it's looking good so far, but there's a lot.
They're winning champs. I'm just going to put it out there straight away. Let's just get really over enthusiastic about it, but no. Great debut for there. I know there was a lot of talk about Joe Deceives. I really wanted to see what he could do, and it was a very good thing here. But this series, it's 5 maps long, Ton. There are 4 more left remaining if we go the distance. How do we feel about Florida's chances?
We still feel good about them. Look, their Search and Destroy is some of the best in the game. We have a couple of good maps coming up for them, but for the side of LAG, their previous roster were pretty good at this map in particular, but whether or not we see that from, of course, this complete new look roster is another thing. I think it's very difficult to look at LAG's stats realistically, because obviously the full team's basically changed. I think if we're going to go and delve down, LAG Academy over in the Major and Raleigh, S&D was arguably their weakest game mode though, and I think that's something we can really play into a little bit. There's 3 out of 4 of that team on this roster, whereas you have Varsities in here as well, who will help these guys maybe overcome that side of things. So yeah, let's see what they can do to Search and Destroy. They will definitely be looking at the respawns as their bread and butter. If they can possibly get those maps, they should be looking good for a 3-1, but Search and Destroy has got to be the scary option.
Will somebody get asked that he's a blanket? I mean, man, looks cold. I mean, he's bobbing his head, but he looks cold. And has a hoodie on, he has a top on. He is snuggled in, I believe. But in terms of the rest of this team, Ton, I agree with you. I think it's probably like the biggest morale boost you can have, right? It's slightly controversial when you replace a franchise team for the majority of it, and then you got to come in because you know that people are going to be looking and saying, "Oh, that was a terrible decision," or any kind of scrutiny that these teams are going to be put under. It's going to weigh heavily on them because there's so much more expectation when essentially the rest of those players are now playing in challenges.
See the Marky B trademark there. I see Exceed doing some breathing exercises. Obviously brought that over from north of the border, but. Look, I think put in these kind of players, and this is like the risk that you take. You've got challenger players who are typically always playing at home. Yes, okay, we did have the lands for them last season, but used to playing in that scenario. Now you're putting them in a situation where you are then in your facility. You've got the training, the whole thing around being a professional player as well. And how do they adapt to that is the question. That's been pretty good so far, but Search and Destroy is really the big question mark. We kind of had an inkling that LAG would be looking good in Hardpoint based on how good LAG Academy had looked on Hardpoint, and we got a good example of that just there. But we know that Florida Mutineers on Search and Destroy looking very solid. The number on the left-hand side of the screen, a 2-0 for LAG. Kind of take that one with a pinch of salt. Of course, completely different roster. 2-0 though for the Florida Mutineers. There is nothing to take away from that other than that they are very solid on Search and Destroy. Let's see how they look against this new look LAG team.
Yeah, that's what we're looking for here. Florida to bounce back, take this S&D and move forward. Right now, though, already, it's going to be a stun check on a Joe Deceives. He's going to be a little bit weak. Could be a chow here from Havoc. But he plays patience in the corner. Joe Deceives going to check. I don't think he is. It's going to be easy clean up there for Havoc, but the trade comes through, Ton.
Classic Havoc. Get your teammates to throw a couple of stuns, throw a couple of shoulders. I'm going to run down the middle of the map and sit in a corner. It's such a nuisance to play. He does it on so many maps as well. I think Mikado is like you've got somebody watching over from Sniper through the middle of the map, and he'll just find himself a little route on through. Vehicle gonna have to back on down. Versus 3, of course. That trade did come through onto Havoc. Bomb in hand here for the side of LAG. I'm planning on B hit potentially. Not going to happen now. Brack finds a kill.
Big from Brack, but unfortunately his teammate does go down.
Bad
Trying
time.
to get away from it. Arcitys is hunting. Will he be able to take this fight versus Brack effectively? He's now left alone in a 1 versus 2. He has to turn around for it. Vehicle actually goes for the chow. Arcitys is trapped. He can't find a way out. He won't win the gunfight. Florida will take that first round.
Rock and a hard place comes to mind with that one. That's unfortunate. Arcitys goes for the challenge and the push kind of comes through. The ships in the night almost downfield side, and then Arcitys, unfortunately, your teammate dies, and then you are inevitably stuck in a horrible, horrible spot. Good stuff for the Mutineers, though. Havoc, as said, all playing that awkward little spot. You always know that he's going to be aggressive. This aggression from Exceed, calling his way up. He's like, yeah. I've got Arcitys watching my 6, no problem. Good shots. Major Maniac though. Now in a 1 versus 2, technical 1v3. Coming up potentially. Seeing Joe Deceives. Happy to sit tight, but Major Maniac popping the dead silence and excitement around this youngster. And I always like it when they kind of come out a little bit. Like of course we had Scrap last year. It was just always like kind of there. Everybody knew he was going to be coming in and did so well, but Joe Deceives a good start for him. Can he put his name on the map as well? It was a stun check that came over as well on the back. Havoc's just running through the front. Oh, just giving him the check and all right, yeah, chase me. Oh, his teammate goes down though, so Havoc has to do it all on his own. Not going to happen. Really nice round from LAG. It said the stun comes over. That's information for the team. They know that Brack's going to be making his way over. He knows that stun's there. He needs to check it. He needs to do something about it. And then all of a sudden they get aggressive. They know they can push that together. They have the numbers to then counteract against Brack and find the kills on the way as well, just to make things that little bit better. Another round over towards LAG. Honestly, if they could take this search and destroy, this series should be theirs. They're feeling so good about themselves right now. You can see they're all feeling confident. 2-1 up. A lot of Call of Duty to be played, but I'm liking what I'm seeing so far, Bryce.
Quite yet, but again, aggression. One have been pretty static here. Thank you very much. Florida were waiting for now on a 4 streak everywhere.
God, I would hate to play against this. Keep up. Never mind now. Joe Deceives setting a 4-1, getting aggressive, getting out as well. Sometimes you can find, I want to say maybe young players as well. They find that kill and they'd be like, yeah, okay, let's go and find another one. Finds it, gets out. Smart play coming from him. Number advantage LAG. Not just in rounds, but in numbers in this round as well. Exceed was actually inside the bomb site there. Brack will find Arcitys though, now a 3v3.
Havoc looking for this kill as well as the lay down. He's going to try and challenge around the corner. There's no trade.
Map just gives them a little bit of room, that little bit of control inside the bomb site, bomb down, and all. Of a sudden, you got to just try and find the kills. Havoc with an important second, pretty much solidifies the round for Florida Mutineers. Really good start for both two teams on this map, answering back all the Florida Mutineers. Things getting a little bit scary. Not looking too bad now, though. 2-2 all of a sudden. Arsity sitting at 0-4, as he pointed out in the previous round. Needs to step it up, especially on this map. ARs, round field. I think it'd be somebody who's caused an issue here.
The worst part, I don't know if it's my memory failing. I could have sworn he got a kill earlier on, but I must just be delusional. Joe Steves, though, opens up proceedings this time. He has the first blood. Major Maniac looking for something with his sniper, but at the moment, nobody has showed him as much as a shoulder. And LA Gorillas, are they going for an outside push again? I thought he had it, but no. Arsenis will take down Brack. 2 versus 4, but they have all gone outside to this sniper. Major Maniac, can he turn this around? With this sniper in hand, he might be able to, but they've already seen it. They've already made him weak. It's going to be a very hard race. Vehicle makes it a little bit easier.
I like that from Vehicle. Gets the kill. Gets out. Waiting for his teammate now. Contemplate the potential 2 versus 3 here. I can't do anything about it if you're doing anything. Big boomstick. Coming in, like,
he was in a really good and a little bit of cut timing could have got through. It's basically what he was looking for. Unfortunately, when he looked both times, there was either nobody there or they were already getting into cover. He could have slowed down that push massively. It's just a little bit unfortunate, but right now it's 3-2 to LAG as they try to hold this defense and go 4-2 up.
Gotta be fast. You gotta win this gunfight. He does. But his teammate going down.
No time.
Is gonna make this very, very difficult. Yeah, there's no point. They're just looking for the kill. Already weak. Havoc will take that nicely.
He's managed to get a kill even with them doing that. But he is 8-3. He's having a really good game. Let's see what they can do on this attack, though. Joe Deceives in again. This time has the bomb. Nobody here for a trade, so I don't suspect he'll push too far.
Kind of feels like the
to do this, they're going to go for the rotation out towards field again.
Havoc's going to see them.
Oh, Braxton Arsenis might have to move and help. About his teammate. He finds Havoc first, but both players are now weak. They are running out of time, Ton. That is the biggest issue. Arsenal's going to pop this dead silence as well. They're going to have to commit. It looks like they're swinging back towards A fast.
We got to go over towards Vigal. He's going to be the one that can maybe do something about this. Oh, here they go. They're going to start making the move. Yes, Arsenal's with the positioning. Major Maniac is there. No, 2v2.
And they are going to go back to back in this room. He's looking for the gun. He wants the Vaznev. He's opened the door. He hasn't get it. They're going in. This is flying out the door. Finds the first one. There it is on the kill cam. And a snap onto Brack. 10 and 3. And turns out that wasn't a good. It was a starter pistol for Joe Deceives.
And that's one of those moments for Florida when you've got the sniper in hand. It's, yeah, okay, you're trying to find the pick, but LEG know that. Arsenal is just being taken down through the middle of the map. You ain't peeking it. There's no chance. In the end, it's the pressure that comes.
I wonder if this is the time for adjustments. Either side could try and play things a little bit differently to find the edge.
Oh, it's a big hole. Opening nade as well.
Brack's 10 and 4. He's on a 4 streak. We've been talking a lot about Joe Deceives. We probably need to talk a little bit more about Brack. This game is incredibly close. Players from Brack's looking, but the time is going to go against him. Arsenal does not chow until he has to. And that was close. That was ridiculous. Brack finds another couple of kills. And this round, the clock is against them.
Trying to counter what Florida.
Well, once again, they have. Playing a bit slow, but this is it. This is what they've done so many times. It's going to be countered. They found it. It has been the adjustment. And now Florida Mutineers won in. Position to trade either. It's only going to be Havoc who's inside looking for the players. But that bomb is down inside A. The rest of LA Gorillas are going to try and hold it, but Major Maniac finds Arsenal back down to a 3 versus.
God.
It's now only Assault in a 1 versus 3. And he's looking for it. He tries to wall back, and he's going to get one. They don't line up. They don't line up. Florida with the patience.